Hi everybody. Today I want to talk about the System.Console.ReadKey method. The readkey method is used when you want to capture individual keystrokes off the keyboard. It's different from readline, where the readline reads a whole string of characters no matter what you type, off the keyboard, and then it gives you that string as, all those characters as one big string. The read key gives you each individual key. Okay, along with any modifiers that were typed when you hit the key. So for example, if you hit A and you hit Shift or Control, okay, or Alt, those are three modifiers that can go with these keys. So the read key method brings back all that information, okay? In order to really understand how the read key method works, you need to go check out the documentation, all right? So let's go to System.Console.ReadKey method. And if you look at the definition here, this is in the gray box, you'll find that the read key method returns a console key info structure. Okay, so let's go take a look at the console key info. The console key info has three primary properties, right? Well, three properties. It only has three properties. The key that was pressed, the key char, and the modifiers. So every time you hit a key and you use the console.readKey method to intercept those keystrokes, you get all this information. The key that was typed, the key char, and the modifiers. Let's take a look at each one of these properties. The key property returns a console key. So you have to go look at console key enumeration in order to see what that's all about. So the key that gets returned in the key property is one of these values in this enumeration. Okay. So if we go back, take a look at the key char. The key char is just the character that's associated with that key. So the key char will be different. So if you hit an A with no shift, then that's going to return a lowercase a. If you hit the shift modifier and an A, it's going to return a capital A. The modifiers property returns a console modifiers enumeration. So that's down here. Okay. The console modifiers consist of Alt, Control, and Shift. Okay. So what we need to do then is compare these with the the key stroke that's entered to see if a modifier was entered. Okay, so let's start off with the console key. All right, console key info. I'm going to go back up here to the console key info. Right there. Okay, now let's take a look at some of this stuff in the code. Here I just have a simple command line program, console program in Visual Studio 2017. I left everything as pretty much the default. I just named the solution readKey demo. It creates this default program class along with the main method. There was some boilerplate code in here. I took it out, so I'm just going to start off. And this is a perfect use of a do while method, because you got to read something into the key, into the program to get it to do something, right? And you need to do that first before you can make a decision. You can do it with a while statement, but a do while works well too. So first I'm going to declare a variable called console key info. Okay, and I'll just say key info equals, well, I'll just leave it like that, console key info. And then do, open brace, closing brace, while key info dot key, okay, not equal console key dot, and let's scroll down and figure out something. Let's say that, let's do it until we hit, I guess, escape, like that, right? There's our statement. Okay. All right, so now we need to actually make sure that that's populated before we do something with it. So we're going to actually read a key, right? So we'll say key info equals console. You could type in read key, okay? Just like that. And we'll just echo out what you print here, okay? We'll say console.WriteLine string, right? While you entered plus, now we'll do a console. I'm sorry, we'll do a key info dot key char. Okay, like that. Now this just keeps on going until it hits escape, right? So let's run this program. Just go up here to start. I should pull up a console. Takes a while for it to compile the first time around, but subsequent compiles are faster. Okay, so there's no... Let me make my... I know this is probably... It depends on the resolution of your screen. I'll make it bigger. Okay, so I don't have to do this each time. Properties. I'll do font, and I'll make it 20. Okay, there we go. Okay, so the program's running, so let's type 8. You entered 8. So you see what it does up here is it gives you an 8, and then so it's echoing to the as soon as you type a character. So let's type here we have a %, ampersand, 9. Well, that's I'm doing the shift key at the same time, right? Close brace. Let's see. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you see that each time you type something, it's being entered on the screen and then, you know, echoed and then printed again in your write line statement. Let's go ahead and stop this. And the way that you can stop the echo from the read key is set this to true, like that. Now let's run this again. I don't think my font size will be saved. It'll probably be tiny. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. Okay, so now if I type, I'm just going to type any character. So it's not echoing anymore, right? You type Y. So you can see, I'll just type a few things here. Let me do this. Well, I'm just entering backspace now. You can see that as you type, the world is great. Okay, you can see I typed THE, there's no space, right? There's space. World space is space great. Now, if you want to, if there's a couple things here. So you're just entering individual keystrokes, right? If you want to create a string in order to print these things out as you type them, right? So let's say that we're typing in anything, but we hit a return, and then we want to print out what we echo what we typed as a string. You need to build that string up character at a time. So we're going to also need to have a string builder. Okay, and this is in the System.Text class, right? Our text namespace. String builder SB equals new string builder. Okay, now every time we type a key, we're going to have to add it to a char, right? And we're going to have to do kind of a, how would you say, a switch statement in order to make all this magic happen, right? So let's do a switch. So we read the key, right, with console.readKey, and we're going to do a switch. Switch. Okay, let's do key info dot key. So we're switching on the key that was entered. Now we'll do case console key, because that's the type that's returned, right? Console, well, that's the numeration that where the keys are. Console key dot let's see, A. Okay, let's say that we do any character. So I'll speed this part of the video up as I'll do this, as I enter these in to make it merciful. Okay. Okay, so now I have entered all these console keys in. Okay, so right now you type in a key, it goes to the switch, and then if it's an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, any of the spaces, a period, a comma, or a space bar, what we need to do is we need to then append that to the string builder. sb.append. Okay, and this is the keyinfo.key. So, okay, like that. So every time, now so now we had to have another case, right? So case, so if I want to print out everything after I type with a return, I got to go case console key dot enter. Okay, like that. Open brace, closing brace. Now what I'd like to do here is append. Let's do a break. I want to append carriage return. So that'll be a string /n, like that, to that string, and then do a system.writeLine. Well, I guess I could just do it that way. System.writeLine. So system.writeLine. Okay, system.writeLine. This will be sb.toString, just like that. Okay. Console.writeLine. Okay. Console.writeLine toString, and then I think what I want to do is clear sb dot clear. So clear the string builder. Now let's see what this does. So Control save and compile. Okay, cooking with gas here. So now, the only problem now is I'm not going to see what I'm typing, right? Because I set that to false. Yep. So let's do an enter T. All right. So let's shut that down. Let's go back up here. Let's set this to just false. Well, that's the default value. So let's run this again. All right, so now when we type, we're going to see what we're typing. Oh, you know what? I don't have a backspace. My back, see if I make a mistake. Oh, there it goes. It's deleting it that way. But I think I'm just appending, right? So we'll see what happens. This is a test of the console.readline read key. Read key. Now, I'm not trapping these keys. So this left and right brace, right? I'm not trapping those. I'm doing the period. But see what gets printed. Uh-oh. Oh, it did. So this space bar. Oh, it prints the space bar. I need to not print out the key. I need to print the key char. All right. So that got to go back to the drawing board on that one. Okay, key char. Just like that. Okay. So now let's run that again and see if we can't. It's going to, so you know what, before I do it, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say console dot. I'm just going to say console.WriteLine, because when I print out this, it's going to obliterate what I typed. So let's run this now. All right, so now let's start typing this. All right, now when I hit return, it's going to print out what I typed. This is a test of the console.ReadKey method. So I did not, in my switch statement, I'm not catching these characters, okay? But it caught everything else. Everything that I'm switching on in this for all these cases here. Let's go through these cases if you're not familiar with a switch statement. So it's switching on the key, okay, which is a console key info type. And if it's in each of these cases, so this case says, hey, if it's an A, fall through to this one. If it's a B, fall through, fall through, fall through. Any of these cases, OEM period, OEM comma, OEM space or space bar, then append to the key, append to the string builder, the key char, and then break out of here. If I hit an enter, then do a console.WriteLine, print the contents, convert the string builder to a string, write the contents to the console, and then call stringbuilder.clear to clear out the string builder, and then you can start typing again. So let's run it again and give it a test with a few strings. Okay. This is another test. Oh, see, backspace in here. So it's going to print out multiple keys now, right? That's a mistake. Read key method, because I backspaced. So yep, I backspaced, right? And then I typed console, so there was no, it just appended what I typed, right? No matter what. If I was hitting backspaces, it didn't trap the backspace. But because I typed console and then I backspaced and typed console, if I want to make a backspace, if you wanted the backspace to actually get rid of characters, you'd have to make sure that when you did a backspace, you were taking them out of the string builder. Okay, that would be the way to go when you backspace. Okay, and you'd have to erase them off the console somehow. Okay, so this has just been a quick introduction, okay, to the read key method. For more information, obviously, turn to the Microsoft Docs, right? But this has kind of showed you how you would go about trapping these keys, using the key, okay, reading a key info, right, with the console key, console read key method, the results of calling console.readKey is a console key info object, which I've assigned, or structure, which I've assigned to this variable. Okay. And then I have a switch, which switches on the key that was typed. So whatever your application needs, you just modify this type of code, right, to handle each of the key combinations that you need. Okay. And this is in a do-while. Do-while loop is a good use for this type of stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. If it was, please subscribe. That keeps me motivated to make these videos and help you guys out. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.